What is up, folks? Welcome back to Ever So Slight. Jorge Anito here. Thanks for stopping by, and once again, welcome back. My friends, today we are going to discuss and take a look at my Madison collection. This is not a flex video. There are people out there who have much larger Madison collections than just little old me. And so, what little bit I have, I am proud of. That's my cat going off. So we're just going to take a look at it, just discuss a few things, talk about some Madison lore, discuss some fun facts presented here on the channel over the years. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. And you know, it's just one of those things that really give me a lot of joy. The main reason that I support him and stand behind him and decided to join the Malliance was because of what he believes in, his philosophy on life, his freedom for creative expression. And, you know, that's just one thing out of many. I mean, he has a background that I can relate to, similar to my own. Kind of grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, so to say. And just a lot of things that I can relate to. Redemption story. Sometimes I sit and ask myself, where would I be today if I hadn't discovered Daniel Madison and his playing cards? Would I even be the same person? Talk about an existential crisis. Now, as most of you are aware, Madison is kind of a polarizing figure. So I can understand why some people would misunderstand him. I mean, look at him. He's kind of a guy that looks like he might be misunderstood. And I actually think that could be part of the appeal. For whatever reason or reasons someone chooses to follow Daniel Madison, or any artist for that matter, I guess it's really just a private matter, something that only they understand. So I think the first item that we will discuss is a specialty item right here. This is something that I had been planning to do for some time, a little art and craft project. This is just an uncut sheet of playing cards. This was the Cardamundi Madisonist playing cards. Man, I love those Cardamundi cards. They're just so smooth. Anyway, I received a few sheets of uncut cards from Mr. Madison, and I wanted to display one in a unique way. I work at a bourbon cooperage, and so I have a fellow co-worker who has a laser engraver. So I told him what I wanted done, what I wanted lasered on this head. The first autographed deck that Madison ever sent to me was this white deck of Charlie's, I think is what he calls them. It's also deck 1. So I'm trying to work around this camera here. But yeah, this was during the Cardamundi era. So when I think of the Madison timeline, there is pre-illusionist, illusionist, post-illusionist, or what I refer to as Cardamundi, and now we are in the Advocate era. So this would have been the Cardamundi era, right? And yeah, this is the first signed deck that he ever sent me. This is just a simple TCC display with a magnetic lid that kind of just a cool way to house 6 decks, half a brick. These are various other autographed decks that he has sent me. And so there is this thing, which is basically a towel rack that I just repurposed to use as a simple display. We have some more autographed decks, Madisonist. These are boxes that actually house 2 decks. So it would contain a set of cards in that. So everything here is autographed by Madison, except for this thing. I'll get to that in just a moment. We have the entire Remedies line, Scarlet, Private Reserve, the Royal Blue, and then the green. This was the first sausage that Daniel sent to me. It was during a purchase of the Vanity Collection, which was something that wasn't released to the public. And so the Vanity Collection is basically a bunch of items that were used as deceptive vehicles for card manipulation. And actually, there's something very specific that this sausage is supposed to be used for, and maybe I'll do that sometime soon. The Kanye shades. Madison's a big Kanye fan, so he threw a couple of these in here for me just for fun. I received the second Susan sausage signed by him. I can't remember when he sent that one to me. But anyway, yeah, a different type of sausage. These are both plastic, I should say, obviously. But yeah, pretty proud of those little sausages. We have another pack of Private Reserves, 2 Madisonist. We have a couple Advocates, the Sky and the White. This right here was what I used for the Mad Slingshot Challenge. A lot of submissions went in that, and Madison picked a handful of videos. He picked my video, my submission, as one of them that he would later go on to feature on his channel. And so this is just a cool memory of just a cool experience. I should mention this as well. This is a signed card by Alan TCB. TCB, taking care of business. Big Elvis fan. He works over there alongside Madison at the Madhouse, making things happen, getting the decks out, taking care of orders. Just a great guy. And yeah, he sent that to me per request, and you know what? He sent me another one. So I got 2 Allen TCB. These little guys over here came in the Vanity Collection. And what they are is a pocket mirror. It says art is the most beautiful deception. Deception is the most beautiful art. And what this is essentially a peek device, right? As far as my Madison collection, Unsealed, it fluctuates. It'll go up and down. I have an eBay store where I sell a few decks every now and again. And so, but here's just a few that I keep kind of on display. Madison Strangers. These are all unopened. We got the Scarlets, a couple of those. A couple of the Strangers. Love those. Black Advocates. We got a small stack of Trawlers, the Black Stinger edition. I remember I started out with almost a brick of those, almost a brick of the Strangers too, and you could see that. Dwindled down to, well, these are mine, they're here to stay. We got a couple of the White Advocates, and a few of the Pink Minimalist. We have an old Cardamundi Deck 1, Charlie, and then the Madison Select. We will actually go over that here in just a moment. Alright, so here is the real meat and potatoes. These are the cards that I actually put to use on a daily basis, right? And quick little thing here, CardMat, Mark from over at CardMat Tutorials made a comment on my recent Gilded Deck video, and he said something to the effect, hey, Gilded Deck or regular deck, here in a week or so, neither one will be fit for task. And that is true. And what he means by that is, if you just take a deck of cards and you just go and go and go and go, you're eventually going to run the wheels off of it, and it won't be any good anymore, and you'll have to discard it, maybe cut it up for gaffs or something. This is something that I've been aware of for a long time, and so what I do in my own personal practice is I never just handle one deck of cards. That is to say, I won't run the wheels off of one deck. I cycle in a bunch of decks, so maybe I'll spend a half an hour with the red deck, and then I'll switch off to a different deck. You know, that way, that preserves the life of my cards, adds to the longevity, so to say. Okay, so first we'll start with the USPSC. You have your common staple Madison decks like the Rounders and the Dillers. You have to have at least one of these two decks at some point in your card career. These are the brown rounders. Of course, the black. These will still, you can still buy these for about $10 to $15. These used to be 10 for a long time. Now they're up to between 25 and 30. We got the Erdnays. I always liked this deck, man. I was actually playing with this the other day. Simple deck. Ode to Erdnays. We have the Kittens. Fun fact, when Snyder and Madison came out with the Scarlet Remedies, Madison was doing a lot of promotion, a lot of videos and trailers promoting the remedies, the red remedies. And they were resurrecting the Angle Zero Gaff card. And Madison was kind of telling you, some different uses that you could do with it. And he mentioned a few decks in the past that contained this gaff. And he named off a few decks. And then it cut to a shot of me using a pack of kittens. Actually, I have the card right here. I was doing a performance of Angle Zero, and I was using the Kittens card. The Kittens came with an Angle Zero gaff as well. And let me tell you, the first time I saw myself on a Madison video, I was shocked. Yeah, he just went on my channel, ripped a little bit of footage, totally fine with, totally cool with that. But yeah, Kittens Angle Z. This deck right here is pretty important to me. These are the blue rounders. Kind of hard to find. Only deck I have of these. I think I got these for about $40. I think now they're up to like 90 or 100. It's crazy. And you got the Madison Roadhouse. And just a couple more real quick. We got the gold foil revolvers. We got a couple hustlers and the rounders. But these are all specialty decks. Limited edition. Illusionist Playing Card Company, Daniel Madison. So included with this set, you have the green rounders, the blue dealers, the red hustlers, and the black revolvers. This is like the creme de la creme. So here is another quick fun fact. The hustlers. These were the first two that I received. You could see that the jokers and of course they have the reveal, the 9 of clubs reveal on either one. Pretty cool ace of spades. But then when you get up here to the private reserve contained within the Madison Select, you'll get jokers that are completely different than the feathers. You'll actually get Charlie hit in his entirety. You'll get the 9 of club reveal right there. But what struck my attention, what really got me interested, was the difference in this ace. If you look at it, this is from the Madison Rounders. Now, this is in the Hustlers deck. But yeah, and it says Madison Rounders, Private Reserve, United States Playing Card Company. So I asked Madison about this. I actually made a whole Instagram post about this and asked if anybody knew of this, and Madison would go on and say that I was the first one to actually notice and bring it to his attention. What he originally planned to do was use this in an effect where you have a pack of rounders laid out as well as the private reserve hustlers, where their ace of spade would transfer over into this deck. So a fun little effect. Rando decks. We have the Madison red revolvers. These are a lot of fun. That would be the back design. A lot of fun with this deck. Was using that not long ago either. These are the red bordered dealers. Oh no, these are the borderless. Okay. So this is another specialty item. I need to have this in a plastic sleeve. Yeah, these are kind of hard to find. They go for about $60 to $70. So yeah, I need to put a plastic sleeve on those ones. We have the Hellions. Here are the bordered red dealers. So these are pretty cool, but I do like the borderless better. And we have the Theory 11 players. Madison being one of the original 11 artists when Theory 11 started. Man, these cards were cool. Kind of borderless, but kind of not, because they have the faded edging, which creates a border. It gives it kind of like a worn, deck that's been in use for a while. So, these are the gold rounders. Those are really cool too. I like those a lot. Some more black ones. The black rounders. These are really awesome. I really hope this ain't turning into just kind of a boredom sort of thing. These are all the Cardamundi decks I have, aside from the autographed ones. These decks are extremely, extremely hard to come by. I think that he only printed limited runs. Didn't print very many. This is the only blue trawlers that I even own. Very hard to get. There's nothing like that original discontinued Fat Boy stock Cardamundi came out with when they first started putting out cards, making cards with people. I got some pink trawlers. This is a deck 1. Madisonist. Black Madisonist. This is actually signed, but I still use them. Now we're getting into some of the advocates. So obviously we got the white ones, some reds, black, a couple black ones. These were the mint playing cards, so these are very cool. These are the misprint mints. These are the regular ones. That's what those will look like, but check these ones out. You can basically do an invisible deck with this. Let's say they name any card. Let's say they name the 2 of spades. You would produce from your pocket their card, which happens to be the only misprinted, misaligned card. And then, obviously, there's this deck. So it's a really cool effect. And, of course, you got to have the pink advocates as well. So we're going to take a little breather before we check out the last ones over there. And I forgot to talk about this. This right up here is actually a bag that the Vanity Collection came in, that I tried to convert into like a makeshift flag, so to say. Alright, with the Madison flag flying, long live the Malliance. Not a cult. It's not that. We'll check out these last cards. Man, these are some of my favorites in here. Wow. Boy, when he came out with the Chateaus, this was my favorite release of 2021. A couple of those. Then we got a couple of opened Strangers as well. A couple of opened Black Stingers. Trawlers, Pink Minimalist. And a couple of Strangers, Chateau Strangers. Really like these ones too. Well, guys, that's about it. I could go over some other things, but like Madison has something I learned from Madison before, some things are just better left private. Like my closet. It's probably 60% Madison apparel, right? But, so much more things. I'm leaving so many things, little oddities and things that he's sent my way. I'm going to leave those things kind of untapped and personal, just for private reasons. But guys, thank you for stopping by and showing interest in the Madison Collection. Jorge Anito, a.k.a. Ever So Slight, thanks for stopping by once again. Be blessed.